This week on Channel 8 News, we'll get an update on the Alex A. Catterson trial, a campus-wide talent show, a look at state politics, and more.
Channel 8 News starts right now.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
And I'm Whitney Ice.
Channel 8 News has collaborated with the Missourian this semester to bring you updates on the state of Missouri versus Alex A. Catterson. Missourian campus news editor Rachel Adamson was at the sentencing. Rachel?
It is April 19th. Today was the sentencing hearing for the state of Missouri versus Alex A. Catterson trial. Catterson received a 10-year sentence. The prosecuting attorney argued for the full 15-year sentence, and the defense attorney argued for the minimum 7-year sentence. The court heard victim impact statements from both the prosecuting and defense side. This has been Rachel Adamson reporting for Northwest Student Media. Follow the Missourian for full coverage.
Thanks, Rachel.
This year's Diamond Pageant and Talent Show was held on campus. Hallie Cornelius has the story. Hallie?
Last Wednesday, Sigma Phi Epsilon was able to host their Diamonds pageant at the Charles Johnson Theater. Tickets were sold for $3 at the Union or $5 at the door, and all proceeds went to the Boys and Girls Club. The women participated, competed in trivia, best dress, costume, and talent before a panel of judges. One of the winners of the pageant, Callista Schaefer, got prepared at the very last minute.
I was kind of invited last minute because they needed more people, and so Gabe Durbin is actually a SIG Ep, and he was like running it, and he asked me if I would do it, and I was like, sure, and I won Best Trivia. They asked me a question. They asked what my favorite part of me was, and I said personality, and they asked why, and I said because I'm bubbly, and I would like to think I'm funny.
There were a variety of talents on stage, many that were memorable to student Maddie Knight.
The girl eating the cheeseburger in one bite kind of stressed me out a little bit because I thought she was going to choke on it. And Tessa shoving 6 corn dogs in her mouth at one time. Very interesting to watch.
The winner was determined by the popular vote on their Twitter page. For more events hosted by SIG Ep, go to their Twitter account @SigEpMoLambda. Reporting for KNWT Channel 8, I'm Hallie Cornelius.
Thanks, Hallie. Those are some interesting talents.
On Wednesday, April 24th at 11 a.m., join campus dining for an end-of-the-year picnic at the Bell Tower. Enjoy an all-you-care-to-eat picnic buffet complete with pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue tofu, baked beans, fruit salad, and more. Enjoy yard games, music, and a Bobby Bearcat appearance. The first 50 people will receive a free Gatorade water bottle. Attendees also may enter to win a bike sponsored by Pepsi and a yoga kit sponsored by Chobani.
On Wednesday, Career Services and Northwest Alumni Association are collaborating this spring to offer Chat with a Cat and connect students with Northwest alumni and friends during informal lunchtime gatherings. Wednesday's session is with Kobe Keys, a certified public accountant with Clifton Larson Allen. Sessions are noon to 1 p.m. each Wednesday. Students are invited to grab a lunch at the Bearcat Commons in the J.W. Jones Student Union and sit with an alumni host in the reserved lunch area.
When we come back, we'll take a look at state politics. Don't go away.
Thank you for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Whitney Ice.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
This semester, we have been able to take a look inside state politics. Hallie Cornelius sat down with our local correspondent to get one final look into politics this semester. Hallie?
Welcome back to News from the Capitol. I'm your host, Hallie Cornelius, and with me I have our local correspondent from Jefferson City, Molly Gardner. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. All semester, we've been hearing about different legislation that's been happening in the Capitol. Can you tell us about any bills that have been signed into law?
Right, so right now we have actually 2 bills that have been signed by the governor. The first one happened about a month ago. It dedicates a stretch of highway in St. Louis to Claria Brown, who was a representative who ended up dying last year to cancer. So they wanted to make a stretch from where she was from to commemorate her. The second one is a pension for teachers, saying that if they are a part of this pension program, that they can get more from their pension. So it's a simple way to give our teachers a little bit more money after they retire. So, and then lastly, the budget has actually been finished. They appropriated $30 million to different departments throughout Missouri. So those are three big things that have been signed into law.
We've heard about quite a few controversial bills throughout this semester. Can you give us an update on those as well?
Right. So one of the controversial ones is the heartbeat bill, which wouldn't allow a woman to have an abortion after the fetal heartbeat has been detected. That is now in the Senate. It was in the House, got voted out of the House, added a few amendments, such as, you can't have an abortion based on race or based on if the child has Down syndrome, anything like that. So that was passed out of the House. It's in the Senate now. It'll be on the Senate floor here in a few days, and we'll hear about that. So another controversial bill that we talked about was the Title IX bill. So let's say that one girl accused a guy of rape, and it was actually found not guilty, or for whatever reason and everything like that. It was in the bill said that the guy could sue her for defamation, but they struck that down. It's still very difficult because they want to put those two witnesses on the stand. If the girl complained that the guy raped her, they want to have a grand jury in front of peers. People think that it would not allow victims to come forward more, but we'll see how that goes. It still has not been heard on the House floor yet, but it will be in the next few weeks or so. And once it's heard on the House floor, we'll add some more amendments to it, change it up a little bit more, and possibly send it over to the Senate.
Is there any other bills you want to mention that you think people should be familiar with?
So there have been a few other additions or bills that are pretty noteworthy. They want to make it so that, let's say we went to go get a driver's license, and when we got our driver's license, we didn't check the organ donor card. Most people, after you turn 21, you don't have to get a new license for about 5 to 7 years. And so this would make it so that you can just check that box at any time. You can fill out a form, send it in, and that you can be an organ donor instead of having to wait that 5 years to put it on your ID. Another one that is pretty noteworthy is that someone is saying that we should have term limits for governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, auditor, and stuff like that. For right now, the governor can only serve 2 terms of 4 years. So he has a term limit, but those others that I did mention do not. So they want to limit those. Also right now, senators as well as representatives also have a term limit. So for representatives, it's 8 years, and for senators, I think it's also 4 to 8 years, somewhere in there. And then another bill that's pretty interesting to mention is that there was a bill that says we should not discriminate against people who don't want to vaccinate their children before they put them into elementary school. So that was heard last week, and it made it through committee, so it'll be heard on the floor here soon.
So will that make it able for kids to go to school without vaccinations?
Yep, so if you don't want to vaccinate your children, this bill would allow schools to just let their children go into school. You wouldn't have to have them vaccinated.
Well, thank you for joining us this semester, Molly. It's been great getting updates on bills throughout the semester that could affect students and even the state as a whole. I'm Hallie Cornelius, and this has been News from the Capitol. Now back to Madeline and Whitney.
Thanks, Hallie.
It's been really great this semester to see how state politics can impact us.
It sure is. Well, when we come back, we'll take a look at some more recent news and events. Don't go away.
Thank you for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
And I'm Whitney Ice. On April 26th at 7:30 p.m. in the Ron Houston Center for Performing Arts, join Celebration, the show choir for Northwest, presents their annual spring show at 7:30 p.m. This year's show features choreographed performances showcasing music from popular films and stage productions, including The Greatest Showman, Dear Evan Hansen, South Pacific, Company, Chorus Line, Spamalot, Waitress, and Next to Normal. A 10-piece band accompanies the choir. Admissions to the show is free, and it is open to the public.
On Monday, April 29th at 7 p.m. in the station, join Residential Hall Association and Wellness Services for some de-stress and self-care. Enjoy marshmallow dodgeball, therapy dogs, massage therapist, virtual reality, games, crafts, pizza, and more. Bring some friends and hang out in the space away from your finals.
Well, that's all the time we have for Channel 8 News.
For stories that matter to you, catch Channel 8 News every Monday through Thursday at 6:15 p.m. right here on KNWT Channel 8.
Northwest Sessions is up next. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Whitney Ice.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer. Have a wonderful summer break, Bearcats.